Hey friends, it's Blue Collar from Blue Collar and Scholar Whiskey Pairing here. Wow, what a crazy week we've had so far. Where to begin? Last week, the video I left you with, I was about to head over to Pell River, BC to do a whiskey pairing with my partner, Blue Collar and Scholar, and we did like a whiskey 101 with food pairings at the Postmodern Peasant, which is a restaurant in Pell River, run by a good friend of ours, Chef John Walls, and he did an amazing job accompanying our whiskeys with some pretty awesome food. I'll tell you all about it. So basically what we did, we took 6 classic malts from different regions of Scotland and accompanied them with some treats. So the first one we did was Auchentoshan 12-year-old from the lowlands, and we paired Auchentoshan with his famous wild mushroom ragu. It was an amazing dish. We've used it a few times in our whiskey pairings, and always a favorite. Then we did Balvenie 12-year-old Doublewood, served with fresh caught prawns in a vanilla cream sauce. Then the Glendronach 12-year-old, served with hand-cut seasoned French fries. This doesn't sound like a high-end meal, but they were pretty awesome French fries. Then we shared those fries with the next tasting of whiskey, which was Highland Park 12-year-old from Orkney, another classic dram that we like to enjoy regularly. We then moved to the Isle of Skye, where we tasted Talisker Storm. And paired with that was a dark chocolate Lefroy quarter cask and sea salted whiskey fudge. And that was always a real nice way to enjoy whiskey, or a nice way to pair with whiskey is the whiskey fudge. And then we saved some of that fudge for the last, but not least, another classic dram that we suggest every collector has in his cabinet is Lagavulin 16-year-old. So yeah, that was a real fun night. I think everybody had a really good time and probably learned a little bit about whiskey as well, which is our goal, which is what we always try to do. So yeah, that was our tasting. Then this past weekend, we had the pleasure of being invited to my Uncle Dan's place on the mainland. My Uncle Dan is a whiskey collector. He has just over 500 bottles of whiskey. The best thing about his collection, though, is that he loves to drink and share his collection with friends and family. And we thoroughly enjoyed our weekend. It was kind of like our own private whiskey festival. I got there kind of late Friday night, and they were already into a few drams themselves, and I had to play catch up. But he just gets so excited about sharing whiskeys that I haven't tried, or sharing whiskeys that he's just recently acquired. He's truly passionate about it, and it's inspiring. And then on Saturday, he took us around to all his local favorite whiskey shopping spots, one being the Canby Street Liquor Store in Vancouver. What an impressive store that is. Wow, some amazing whiskeys that you won't find anywhere else, especially not in BC anyway. So that was a really fun weekend, and always enjoy sharing a dram with Uncle Dan, the whiskey man. My favorite whiskey of the weekend was actually one that I brought to my uncle's place for him to try too, because I was pretty excited about it. Just recently joined the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, so a new member. I had the opportunity to go down to Victoria to the March Outturn whiskey tasting or whiskey sampling, if you will. And it was amazing. 8 whiskeys that served the way I like it. Cask strength, single cast strength, non-chill filtered, no color added. Right up my alley. So that's why I joined, because those are the kind of whiskeys that I want to drink and purchase. My favorite one of the evening was the 42. You can see that in the light there, but probably not. 42.35 salted malted chocolate cupcakes, 9-year-old. Bottled at 62% from ex-bourbon, and it's a Highland region whiskey. Yeah, they call it a Highland region whiskey anyway. I'm not going to say what distillery it's from, but for those of you who want to figure it out, there's a way to decode the number I said, 42.35, and I'll give you a hint. It's from the Isle of Mull. And again, it was definitely my favorite of the outturn. I really look forward to April's outturn. See what I can come up with next, and I can share it with you guys. Like I'm going to share this one with you guys right now. Got my special Scotch Malt Whiskey Society glass. And pour it in. Color. Beautiful natural color. Didn't do that very well, did I? Haven't perfected the anaconda yet. For those of you who don't know what the anaconda is, check out Food Quig in his YouTube channel. It's got a pretty interesting way of rolling the whiskey in the glass. It's pretty fun to watch. So right away, this is another thing I really enjoyed about this whiskey is the description on the bottle is so accurate, and it's what I love in a lot of whiskeys. So you get salt right away. My nose is even a little plugged right now, but the stronger ABV is helping. Chocolate. It's everything that you described. Fresh from the seas shellfish platter was followed by sweet pepper and onion relish with water, sea salted popcorn, and a salty dog cocktail. I will add some water to this, but I always like to nose and sip before adding water, even if it's a cast strength. Yep. Chocolate right away, salted caramels. And cake, chocolate cupcakes. That's what I get. Yeah, just add some water. Doesn't really change it much. You'll find that sometimes you add water to a whiskey, it really brings out a lot of hidden flavors and notes. And other times it almost kills it or doesn't do anything to it at all. It's really yeah, clears your sinuses. Anyway, you can sit there and watch me stick my nose in that glass all night because it's so good. but I won't prolong it any longer. Another thing I wanted to show you guys that was pretty awesome is my Uncle Dan was down in traveling a while ago, and he brought back some nice cigars, some nice Cubans, and look forward to doing a video where we pair some whiskey and cigars. I have to pick and choose my times to pair to smoke cigars carefully, because my wife and kids don't like it so much. But I think as far as a whiskey guy goes, and someone who likes to pair things with whiskey, it's a must, because there's so many complementary notes there. And we found that sometimes pairing like whiskey or a smoky whiskey with a cigar will actually kind of almost cancel out the peatiness or the smokiness and bring out the sweetness in the whiskey, which is a really interesting phenomena. Anyway, I will raise a glass at this point, and say Salantva. And don't forget to, if you like the videos I'm doing, and hopefully we'll do some videos with Scholar as well. We'll do some blue collar and Scholar videos. If you like the videos, then hit subscribe, and follow us on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, Blue Collar and Scholar. Then we also have a website with a whole bunch of cool blogs on it at bluecollarandscholar.com. Thanks again.